Yo, 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 hair butts and slow blinks, good people. It's your boy Sterling Trap King Davis with my sister from another mister.
I'm Shannon Jackson, and this is
And this,
Smush's
oh, and that's Smush.
favorite.
Look at Smush.
I know this
And
is
this, the
is
same
Team
team
Podcast.
podcast.
One of these days, we're gonna have like a song or a rap. Oh,
Oh,
look,
we gonna make one. We gonna make one. We gotta make one. It's only right.
yeah,
Look at Smush. Smush is like, I'm
I
out.
know. I did that because of the light in the room, and so she's going back there. You saw her before, like there's a window there. She's trying to figure it out.
Look at that tail going. She gonna figure it out too.
She's gonna
For
poke.
y'all that can't see, we Smush is in the background, all into it, trying to get out the window. Well, not get out the window, but move this cover from the window.
She is,
She is
yeah.
so cute.
I know. I don't know what she's doing right now. She's been bothering me all day. I've had so much work to do on my computer. I'm designing these posters, and so she just like will come up and lay on the computer. And yes,
uh
because I just posted a video of the text that I sent to you of her doing that because
that is hilarious.
yeah, because you said it sounded like the price is right.
Right. It sounded like the wheel just
It did sound like that. That's so funny because I'm like, oh yeah. I was supposed to go to the Price is Right, and then it got canceled because of the pandemic. They were coming to Gainesville, I bought tickets, and so
Oh,
yeah, it got canceled. I think they finally did come, but like at that point, like I couldn't go on the date. But
dang, that's dope. I used to always think about going on the Price is Right and if I could win.
yeah,
Everybody think they could win on there, but I would just love to go.
I know. Like I think that show, like I used to watch that. Like a lot of times, I think in the summers when I was a kid, it would be on.
Bob Barker, back
Bob
when Bob Barker
Barker.
was on there, he would say, tell everybody to spay and neuter
Yep.
your pets or whatever. And I
So
was like, dang, yeah, that was a trip because back then, that was the most I ever heard about spaying or neutering because I was so little back then when I used to watch it.
I
But
know.
yeah,
It's so
but
funny.
that was dope that he would say that.
That's what I remember the most about that. Every time at the end, he would say, "And spay and neuter your pets." Nobody was that wasn't like a big thing. That was before like
No.
remember those commercials that would be like the arms of the angel, like Sarah McLachlan songs.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
it's like donate to like whatever. But I feel like Bob Barker, he's like OG, like
Right.
your pets. He's like always been understanding that's even more important than adopt out shop.
Right. That was the first person that I saw that was like that outwardly, like doing stuff that, spay and neuter your pets. Like I had never really, him and Betty White was some of the early activists that kind of stood out a little bit, even
You know,
before so many folks you see now.
I know it's funny about Betty White because I did not know that about Betty White until like when she passed away, which is interesting because I mean I love Betty White, but I didn't really know a lot about like the causes she supported or like her personal. Look at Smush. Sorry, I just had to look at her. Such a little boss. Look at her. She's just like chilling. Look
She
at
like,
her.
what? Look, she looked over like, what you say?
She's like, yeah, I'm a boss. For those of you who are listening and not watching, Smush is behind me. I'm in Smush's room, which is also my office today. And yeah,
the
Smush is
the
like
executive
behind me.
producer is putting on
Yeah,
the show.
the executive producer after giving herself a manicure. But anyway, yeah, when I found out about Betty White, I was like, oh, it makes me like her even more.
Yeah,
So
that
many
was one of
people
the main
raised
reasons
money
I loved her.
for animals the day like after she died. It was like so many people did the Betty White challenge,
Yeah,
and I think that she would have been happy about that.
yeah, she was definitely about the animals. Like she spoke out about a lot of stuff, but she was an animal lover to her heart. Like
Yeah,
back when she was doing the Golden Girl shows and everything, she was always into animals and helping them. So that was
yeah,
Betty White's thing. She was dope.
Betty. Rose from the Golden Girls.
Rose. That's what everybody.
What did she
Me
used to
and
say? She's like one time in St. Olaf or something, and she'd tell a story about growing up on the farm or wherever.
right, right. Man, she was hilarious. I love Betty White. I loved her character Rose too. She
I
was
know.
dope.
I have a group of friends that we always say we're the Golden Girls, and that when we get old, I've probably talked about it on here about the compound, but we're gonna be like the
Oh
Golden
yeah.
Girls and eat cheesecake. But my friend Stacy, she always calls me Rose, and I call her Blanche because she's like real sassy like that.
That's hilarious because me and Nathan always joke about me being Rose.
Oh,
So
that's so funny. Yeah, because we're like, hey guys, like
right, right, right. Or Laverne from Laverne and Shirley because I'm always wearing something with my name on it.
that is true. When you guys did that video, I was dying. That was so funny. Because it is true. But when you came to visit me here, you talked about that too, about how all your clothing has Trap King on it. And I was like, oh look, I'm wearing a Smush racism can kiss my ass shirt. But
Hey, I love this shirt. For y'all that can't see it, this shirt Shannon is wearing a Smush uh playing the playing an instrument, cleaning her butt.
cleaning her butthole. Like, but yeah, it says racism can kiss my ass. I made one that said racism can kiss my butt for my mom because she doesn't like swears.
Oh, that was nice.
But yeah. Anyway, this
That's
was like
dope.
a collab I did with Whiz Bang Yao, who's an artist, and then we
Mm.
donated all the funds to the Southern Poverty Law Center. So
Oh, that's dope. That's dope.
yeah, she's so cool. So
So we gotta pilot y'all. It's been a busy week or so. We've been ripping and running. I got a bunch of stuff coming up. One of the things I do want to talk about that just started um out in Asheville where I'm at now, North Carolina. If y'all are anywhere near it, I have at a vegan restaurant called Trashy Vegan, the Trashy Vegan, my favorite vegan spot out here. We just started a Trap King spicy chicken sandwich is vegan. It's not real chicken, but a percentage of the proceeds from that, the money they make from that, they're gonna donate to local rescues out here. So I'm real excited about that because I got a Trap King burger. And like
that's
we
so
was just
cool.
saying, I like to put my name on everything on things. So there's that.
You gotta brand it. You gotta brand
Right,
everything's
right, right.
branded now. It's like,
Everything's
oh,
branded. And
look
it's
at my
funny.
room.
Right. It's smush all over the room in there. But the crazy thing about it with me, the branding didn't even start off of thinking, oh, just brand, brand, brand. It was like I could get my own stuff for free
Yeah,
because I
right.
can't afford. I
Yeah.
was like, I can't afford to be getting a bunch of clothes. So if I can get my own stuff for free,
Oh my
that's
god.
what I'm wearing.
There you go. It's like Charlie Brown too. Like the Peanuts, they all wear the
Right,
same
right.
clothes too.
Right. But people recognize uniforms too. Like,
Yeah.
it's when something is in uniform, people like a police officer, a fireman,
Oh
a
yeah.
doctor, a nurse, uniform, certain things people understand what that is. So I kind of like it for that reason too, but for a few different reasons. But Trap King
Saw you in
sandwich is
a
gonna be dope.
Oh my god, yeah. I saw you in a picture, and you weren't wearing your Trap King shirt, and I almost lost my mind for a second. I was like, whoa, like Sterling, like now like if you were just walking down, like I'm
That's
like, would people recognize you that you were you if you weren't all branded out?
yeah.
You could easily wear a disguise.
I
Truly.
think so. I think
Yeah.
if I wanted to go somewhere and not talk or do nothing, if I couldn't drive my RV though, but if I went out
Oh,
and didn't wear my stuff, nothing
right.
Trap King, people probably wouldn't even know because people probably be like, that ain't him. There's no way in the world. I've never even seen him outside of a Trap King
Yeah.
or a cat shirt or something. Like it's
I
no
don't know
way.
though. I feel like actually people probably would. Like diehard, like, people from the internet that follow you. I feel like they would
Maybe
know. They would know.
maybe from my
Like, 'cause
nails or something.
yeah, well, I mean, yeah, I feel like they would know, but just like in general, when you see you, especially when you've got the RV and then You're always you always have a Trap King shirt, and it usually matches your nails, which
Right.
show who's watching on YouTube. Yes,
I just got
Shannon
my
told
nails
me
done.
today that he was
It's
going to
yellow.
a little late because they were he had to get those nails done today.
I
Did
had
it
to get them
did
done.
you take Big Smush with you in Tampa when you went to get your nails done that time? I
I
feel like
think I did. I
you
think yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. I did. I did.
when
I
we were in
did take
Tampa.
Big Smush with
Wait,
me.
I think you did. So funny.
Yeah, I did. I remember now. I did. I did.
Yeah.
I had to go get me a full set done because I'm getting ready to go out to Texas to do some work with a group called Shadow Cats, a rescue called Shadow Cats, a fundraiser. And actually, Kitten Lady is it's an event I'm doing with her, so she'll be
Oh,
there.
I
I'm
saw
actually yeah, I'm gonna do a little rapping performance to open her up and stuff. But it's basically a fundraiser for a new facility that a nonprofit called Shadow Cats out there got. And I love Shadow Cats. They pretty dope.
cool. I
Shout
never
out
heard
to
of them.
y'all.
I'll have to check them out. There's a
Yeah, they
lot of
pretty
people
cool.
doing some cool stuff. You know what I found the other day was Colony Cats. They had sent me a couple shirts a couple years ago. So
Yeah.
shout out to Colony Cats if you listen to our podcast.
Yes.
But it was right before I moved. Like it was right at the beginning of the pandemic. You know, everything kind of like went like this.
Yeah.
But when I was organizing all of my Smush stuff, like because I've this whole room is now all of my merch is all like organized. When I'm ready to launch some new stuff, I'm going to do that, but I'm not there yet. But I
Yeah.
found two Colony Cat shirts, and but I was thinking about all the cool people that I've met through Smush that are doing cool stuff for animals, and they were one of them. And so I've not heard of Shadow Cat, so I'll check them out too.
Yeah, you gotta check them out. You gotta but I love Colony Cats too. Shout out to Colony Cats. They the young
Yeah.
fella Sean that works with them. Um
Oh yeah, did you meet them? Did you do something with him? Is he in
I
your book or something? Is he in a with
well
his
I sent him my book and
okay.
he did a cat rap too. He go out and dress up like a superhero and feed the cats. And
Okay.
he heard me do a rap and then he made a cat rap song and I think it's the cutest thing in the world because that's a future little trap king right there. So
Right? Where are
I'm
they
loving that.
is it are they in Philadelphia, New York? Where
They
are they
near they are like on the outside of Philly, I
at?
believe. They
Okay.
like on the outskirts of Philly.
I knew that they were like out there somewhere, but
Yeah.
it's two women that run the rescue, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's one the Sean's auntie. I think it's his aunt. That's one of the people, one of the women
Okay.
that runs
Yeah.
the rescue. But definitely shout out to Colony Cats because they always dope and doing good work. Love
I
Colony
love how we
Cats.
just give shout outs. We're just like, we're gonna like talk about people that like I don't know. I didn't know I was gonna say that about Colony Cats, but I thought about them the other day and I follow them. And so,
Yeah, I follow them.
yeah, so I know they're always doing something. They're always
Right, right. They be having the best cat pictures and videos too. I love their pics and videos. It's
there's so
dope.
many kittens right now everywhere.
Ooh.
Everywhere.
Kitten season is amongst us, y'all. It is
Yeah.
serious now. It's hot. It's just like us. It's like people, humans, we get married when it's hot. That's when we want to get married. Cats, they mate when it get hot, and it's going down.
That sounds terrible. It's too hot to do anything. Like I don't even want to go
Right.
outside. I'm like, my house right now is so dark. Like I have got like it feels cool. It keeps it cooler in here. I've got all the blinds closed. I've got some like new loungy lights too. So it feels like real good in here. But then I walk outside because I'm like, oh, I probably should go outside for my mind, you know. And I'm like, I also have a garden, so I have to water my plants. But I went outside and I'm like, holy cow, it's like it
Oh
felt like
yeah.
100 degrees or something. It's so humid in Florida. And I'm just kind of like, I imagine this is what people that have snow feel like in the winter when they don't want to leave. I feel
Uh,
like in Florida and like other places. What's it like where you are right now in Asheville?
oh, it's hot. I mean, Asheville, I know I don't think it's Asheville is definitely not as hot as Atlanta. Atlanta is
Oh,
take it to
yeah.
a whole nother level. But Asheville it's pretty hot right now. Like I'm sitting in this RV and I got every window open, like going because I don't want to run. You know, I try not to run my AC and air and all of that stuff. Even though I'm plugged up, I still try not to run that stuff. So I got a little fan sitting right on me right now, but
Oh
every
yeah.
window it's pretty hot. And it was like, I think 2 days ago, like it was like, what was that, yesterday or maybe 2 days ago? It was like 90 degrees out here.
Oh
And
yeah.
that's hot for Asheville. And Atlanta, that's nothing. Atlanta hit 100, like it's whatever.
Yeah.
But it's yeah, it's pretty hot for Asheville to be in 90, and that's, it feel like it gotta be around 80 something now.
You have that
So
city heat there in Atlanta too. I feel like just because
yeah.
just even like driving through Atlanta, I feel like because of what do they call it? The spaghetti roads where it's like they all come
Oh,
together.
Spaghetti Junction.
Yeah.
The
I always
yeah.
think about that about anytime I've driven through Atlanta, it's just so much. I don't mind it when there's a lot of traffic. Actually, I feel better because I get scared sometimes driving through that with people going crazy, like driving all around. I'd rather just
Oh
be
yeah.
it's like if I'm gonna
Oh,
be
you get it
stuck
in
in
Atlanta.
traffic, I'd rather it be in Atlanta, which usually it is. So
Oh yeah, don't worry. Atlanta, it's gonna be traffic no matter what time. Rush hours from like 8 in the morning to 8 at night.
so
It's
crazy. Yeah.
ridiculous in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, but you got to talk about, did we just, you just had the Divas,
Oh,
our executive
I
producers.
know her party. So that's why we didn't do the podcast last week because I was Smush and I needed Smush got so high. First of all, Smush got so high. So one
That
of
nip.
one of our sponsors for Smush's birthday bash was Yao Catnip, and so for those of you who did not see the live stream or if you haven't looked at Smush's Instagram account, you should go look at it because so my friend and I constructed this massive throne of catnip bananas, which actually was inspired by Chris, who works for Yao. Like she made one for I don't tell me again. I did this on the live stream. Tux on Wheels. Yes, I remember
Yeah, Tux on
Tux on Wheels. I
Wheels.
know all about because Chris told me when we talked on the phone the whole story about he went to Hawaii and like now
I
he's
got to
living.
meet him before he went to Hawaii. That was such a
Oh, you
dope
did?
cat.
Yeah, his best friend.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh my
Chris had
goodness.
posted a picture of the throne that she made, and I was like, I have to do this. Like, I already knew they were going to be a sponsor. I'm like, I have to do this for Smish's birthday. So mine that I made, it's like crazy because it's like Game of Thrones esque. But anyway, so
It
I
was
kept it at
dope.
yes, and I kept it at my friend's house all week because I didn't want that thing in my house with my cats because that catnip is so potent and there's so many. So even right now, I'm deconstructing it and I'm taking the bananas to the local animal shelter. But that was like crazy and Smush had the best time. So for those of you who don't come to our big live stream events, you should definitely do it because I decorate Smush's room like crazily to like and get all these different things for her and I lock her out of the room for like a couple hours before because like I'm in there decorating and then I also want it to be a surprise for her. And so, right, I don't start filming, like I don't start the live stream until, she goes in. So Smush was very upset that she wasn't allowed in, but she was very happy when she did come in. So I
Yeah,
had
well,
like
she got
wrapping
in.
paper all over the floor, like bows are the best things for cats. They love
Uh,
it. But yeah, we did some giveaways and just had a nice time. People were still wanting Rob Thomas to come and sing, but he didn't come this time. But maybe another time,
right.
but yeah, it was fun and I enjoy it.
Smush
But
was lit.
Smush was lit. And so
Yeah,
and the thing
she.
is that I get into like event planning mode because I'm doing all these things and like and it's like for the big event. It's like the big event was beautiful. It's like,
Right.
there's the catnip bananas and there's like stuff all over and it's like I've still have my pretty litter was the sponsor. I've still got I had to make another video for them but I didn't get my litter like until like the day before. So but anyway, I wanted to like do something with slow motion and do it real good. But anyway, I that was really good, but it takes a lot out of me. And also I think Well, I mean, Smush gets to do whatever she wants all the time, but yeah. So I
What
took.
was that toy that Smush was just getting to her? I mean, she was just, it was something. She
Oh,
was, oh,
oh,
what
was it?
was it?
It was hanging over the
Yeah,
head.
it was hanging over. What?
Yeah. You know what that was? So I got all of these like party things from the dollar. Well, now it's $1.25, like the Dollar Tree or whatever. Now
Mhm.
it's $1.25. So everything goes up now. But it was just one of those party things that it was like on a string, and then it's made out of tissue paper, and then I had to
Yeah.
put it together like a little ball, but she loved it. So I actually have
Mm.
some other ones in a drawer that I might just let her play with one day, but I
She
like to
was
make sure that I
going
surprise
for
her
it.
with that stuff, you know.
People was in the comments talking like, I got to get one of those.
Oh, they did. That,
Yeah.
you know what's so crazy with like live streaming? It's like it gets crazy with the comments because I mean I try to look at them, but then I'm also filming Smush and talking to
Right.
people, and so I don't see all of them. But I saw you come in there, Sterling. I
Oh
saw
yeah.
some
Hop in
people.
there.
I saw a lot of people that I knew in there, but yeah, it was cool. We had a nice time, but anyway, yeah, I asked a lot of questions and people wrote some really thoughtful answers about how pets have changed their life. And yeah, it was a good time. So, but yeah,
Dope.
last week we did not do the podcast because I was on my couch watching Stranger Things with Smush sleeping on my body. And so I was not doing anything. I was just like smoking a doob, like watching
Chilling.
Stranger Things. Like I think I may have ordered a pizza. And then I resumed back to work on Tuesday at the university. So yeah, but
Nothing
yeah,
wrong
so
with that. Sometimes self-care,
self
self-care moments.
care, yeah, self care. And we were gonna record yesterday, or wait, today's Monday. We were gonna record. Normally we record at Sundays, but
Right.
yeah, but there was like so much yesterday. It was
Uh,
Juneteenth, it was Father's Day, and it was Deb's, your partners for this,
right.
Deb's dad's birthday. So
Yeah. And it was they, which is crazy. I don't know how they did all of that on the same day, but it was Deb's dad's birthday, and it was her mom and dad's anniversary too.
oh
So it
gosh.
was their anniversary, his birthday, Father's Day, and Juneteenth all in one day. And it was like, wow, I'm not getting nothing done. Like
Yeah.
I'm only doing all of this stuff. So, but it was cool. It was just busy a lot. You want to celebrate all of those things. So that's pretty much what was going on. I was ripping and running and celebrating all of that.
Did you set off
And
fireworks? You said you might send off fireworks.
yeah, but I didn't do nothing real. It was just a little sparkler stuff. I didn't get to, I should have went and got some, like planned it big because I wanted to do more, but I was so out of it by the end of that day. We even went bowling too, and
That's what I
suck
saw that you went bowling. I was like, oh
I
good. I'm glad that we didn't
suck at
record
bowling.
because you I love bowling. It's so fun.
I am not good. Well, it's fun. I just suck at it. Like
Oh
I
yeah.
was
You do
gutter ball king.
I like to do the granny. I feel like when you put the bowl or the bowling ball in between your legs like a granny. Do you know what I'm talking about? When you
Yeah.
like I'm like, I could demonstrate it. You like, like go down and put it. But if you do that and you do it very slowly, sometimes it goes right down the middle. At least that's my strategy for bowling.
That was Deb. Deb was literally like the ball was going so slow. I think the pins was just like, hey, let's just move out of the way. Let's just move. Like it was so
Yeah,
slow.
I
Me
get
on the
it.
other
I
hand, I'm
feel
like,
it.
my form and power looked amazing. Like it was like 19 miles an hour. I'm throwing this
Oh my
ball
god.
and it's going straight to the gutter.
That's
just
crazy.
just
That's
straight gutter ball king.
right. But see, but when you go slow, you can control where it's going. And then
Hey,
when you go fast, well, you're supposed to also control where it's going. But like I can't throw the ball that fast because my arms aren't that strong.
I didn't even know I could. I clearly since the last time I bowled, I got stronger because everybody
Oh
could read on the thing how fast it's going.
yeah.
And Deb's dad was like, "That was over 18 miles an hour. You just threw that ball." And I
That's
was like,
crazy.
"Yeah, but it's
That's
going right to the
crazy.
gutter."
You can't. Well, at least you know if you're ever like in a situation where you have to protect yourself and you happen to be in a bowling alley, you could like throw the ball at
Throw
somebody.
the ball. Yeah, I can knock somebody out with that ball. I just can't aim for them. I hope I can. My aim is horrible.
Yeah, that's why you got to do the gutter ball, or not gutter ball, but the slow granny.
I
I
know
don't.
the slow granny is the best way to.
Yeah.
That's what Deb was working with, and it was. I think she won like twice.
Did
I
she?
think. Yeah.
Look at her. Girl power, Deb, out there.
Right. But oh yeah, so we got to get because this is a topic before we get to running our mouth too much about everything else
No,
going
well,
on.
we really haven't caught up, so
Right,
that's
right,
okay.
right,
We're catching up with you all too, so
right. Y'all fam.
yeah.
But we've been talking about, and what we've been wanting to talk about is toxic traits. Like, what is your toxic trait in animal welfare and out of animal welfare? We all got them. I know people always, it's funny because people, at like job interviews, people will ask you, what is something you could work on? What's your issue? And in a job interview, you never really want to tell them. You might be like, well, my issue is I work too hard. Like,
Oh
no.
yeah.
Like, what is your toxic trait? That's not, working too hard isn't a bad thing. Like, or sometimes I feel like I'm too nice. No, like
Mm-mm.
that's not your toxic trait. Like, I can tell you one of mine to start with right now is I am overly confident, like overly confident to a fault. Like, it's 9 times out of 10, I feel like in my head I can do it. I believe it. I just know I could do it. And I think it comes from sports too. Like playing basketball when I was younger, I felt like that was the key to it. If you go out there and you feel like you the best on the floor, you'll probably have some type of advantage for feeling that way if you really believe it. So I don't know how it started, but from sports, I guess I just apply that to everything now. So now I think overconfident is like one of my main toxic traits. So much to the point to where I just think it's all gonna work out. I think I can fix it. I'll see red flags and be like, nope, I'm good though. I'll do it. I'll make it somehow. I'm gonna make it work. It'll be different for me. And it's like, no, Sterling, everybody just walked through that fire and got burnt. It'll be like, nah, I'm not gonna get burnt though. It'll be different for me. And then I walk through it and get myself burnt. So
Right. Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
definitely one of mine. Shannon, what's one of yours you
One of
deal with?
Well, it's funny because I was thinking about it, and I'm like, because we all have toxic traits and like it's stuff that we work on, but I think that sometimes I care too much what people think about me, even though it's like I don't really care like on the inside, like deeply, because I know who I am, but it's almost like I want people to know who I am and not think that I'm something else. And I
Yeah.
feel like, but because of that, sometimes I can be spend time trying to prove myself that like, oh, and then I end up doing things that maybe I don't necessarily want to do because I'm trying to prove, oh, I'm good, or I'm a hard worker, or I'm this or I'm that. And it's like, no, I do enough. And I mean, I've talked about
Right,
this on the
right.
podcast before. It's like I have a hard time sometimes with feeling like I'm not doing enough, even though most people that know me are like, I don't know how you do everything that you do, you know,
Right.
especially having a full-time job. But like, I think that like even me like saying that, it's like, look how hard I'm working, look how hard I'm working.
Right, right.
But it's like, and it should just exist as itself. But I think that comes from like something inside of like, I don't know, like I don't know. I don't know what it is, but like I think a lot of people feel that way. Like they have to prove themselves, or and then you end up burning out sometimes. And I
Yeah.
yeah, and I know, like I was saying this to you before, Sterling, too, about how I haven't really been in the rescue world as far as like, I mean, I'm always in it because I feel like a part of that community, like with all of you who are listening, because like I want to help animals. So that in
And
and
you
of itself,
fundraise a lot too, so
I do. Yeah, I do. And I've donated so much of my time, with, I mean, that's why the other day, it's like, even the other day, I was like, God, I do so much from Smush, and it's like, like, although Instagram now, like, they want to pay people, but like not a lot, but it's like, that it's just kind of like, even I could not talk about Adopt Don't Shop. I could not talk about animals at all from Smush if I didn't want to, like, but
Right.
like that's what it's always been about for me, like as far as like with her. But I also, like, we talk about everything because like Smush doesn't know. Smush is like,
Look, Smush.
like, look at her. She's like,
She back there out.
she's a baby. Smush, are you? Oh my
But
god.
I could feel you with that though too, because I kind of I also, another toxic trait of mine is I need to say no. I swear it seemed like it feel like I didn't start saying no to this year probably. Like it's come from like what you were saying, because I wanna, it's like proving yourself. And that's the thing in rescue. I know probably everybody probably got that toxic trait in rescue, is trying to prove yourself, because we so judgmental. We can be tough on each other. And it's like when you first start doing rescue, that's usually the thing. It feels like, and not even just rescue. If you're a comedian, you know what I mean? You want to be respected by your peers, and you probably trying to show that you belong or show that, because, but in rescue it's heavy. It was heavy with me because I'm a black man in cat rescue. So I always was feeling like what I do will determine who, if people work with more people of color in this environment. So I always felt like I gotta be so good. I gotta be the best. I can't say no to nobody. I have to just, yes, I'll do it. Yes, I'll do it. Yes. If it's free, screw it. Yes, I'll do it. You don't like me? Yes, still I'll do it. Just yes, yes, yes. Like I literally probably just started saying no this year and still feel bad about it. Still will sit around and feel bad. I know it probably don't look like it, but I will beat myself in the head about saying
Yeah.
no, even though I know, man, look how much you doing. Like you gonna run yourself ragged. But I do think, in like what you said in rescue, that's one thing that I think is common, a toxic trait that's probably common with people in rescue, is that you just feel bad anytime you say no. It's like, can you, 3 o'clock in the morning, can you come get these cats over here? It's 50 of them. And if you say no, it's like, oh, you gonna beat yourself down more than anybody.
Sometimes you can't, though. That's the thing. And I know that you've gotten better even since I've, like, probably in the last year, I've noticed that you have gotten better at saying no to things that, that I know about, like, that we've talked about, which is
Yeah.
good because you have to. But that doesn't mean that you don't care, and that's the
Right.
thing. It's like when somebody asks you something and you say no, well, hopefully they'll go on, maybe they'll ask somebody else and give them the opportunity to do it, you never
Right.
know
Right.
but
Right.
I think too, like when you say about like being overconfident, like it's funny because I think of you and I don't think of you as being overconfident. Like, I mean, I think you definitely are confident, but like, but I also, I don't ask you to do stuff for me, but I don't know, like I feel like that probably a lot of people feel that way too when you say yes too much, because it's like, that you can do it, but really, should you do it for yourself?
Right.
Because
Yeah.
it's like, I know that there's like, when you said that about saying no, like I love saying no now. I used to like not. I mean, but I feel like I've learned, I don't know, like I've learned to say no even from the very beginning, like with my photography and stuff. Like people would want to use my pictures and not pay me for that, and it's like, no, like that's not how that works, like you're an actual like publication. They're like, well, it was on the internet. I'm like, well, yeah, but and I learned about copyright and whatnot, but like I feel like yeah, but there was a time that I think that I would just let people do, use whatever sometimes, like a long time ago, but I've learned my
Yeah.
value as and we were talking about that before the podcast, but like
Yeah.
I think a lot of it too is like valuing yourself and your time, because when you say yes to everything, what do you have left for yourself, and like it,
Yeah.
but that goes with everything. It's like it could be somebody asking you to foster kittens or whatever. Like, I can't foster kittens right now because I'm not ready. I'm going to be
Right.
ready soon though, probably. Like, but it's like, and that's okay. And that doesn't make me a bad person. It doesn't mean that I don't love cats or I don't love animals.
Right.
The fact that I'm not taking photos right now either, like, I don't need to, because like the way the iPhones are. But like, I don't, like, I was beating myself up about that too, and that's a toxic
Mm.
trait. It's like, why am I beating myself up for things that I'm not doing? Why can't I just be happy for what I am doing? Because I could be doing nothing.
Right.
I could be doing nothing.
Right. That's
And
so
that would be,
true.
but that would be okay too. It would be okay
Yeah.
too. Like Monday when I took off work last week and I did nothing but sit on the couch and smoke dubs and watch Stranger Things and
But
eat
see,
pizza. That was
sometimes you
great.
gotta do that though. Sometimes it's like we were saying, self-care. And you inspire me with that. Y'all don't understand. Me and Shannon have been in meetings before, and I have been so inspired. I can't speak of the meetings and nothing like that, of course, but we have been in meetings and I've been like, did she just tell them no? Like, or did she just look at her response? Like, oh my
You have to
goodness.
stand up for yourself,
I
especially as a
mean,
woman. It's like,
yes,
and
yes.
but like
It's true though.
all of us do. Like, we have to, people will take and take and take from you, and you got to say no. And then sometimes, then if they don't want you, like, then that's okay too. Like, that not
Right.
everything is for you. I just, but it's good though, because I'm glad that that inspires you, because we're so similar, but like, you're you're way nicer than me. It's
I'm
so
on
funny.
the
You're
path.
so way
I'm
nicer than
on the I'm on the fuck this shit path. Like I'm getting there. I'm on my way, but like I would be like, yes, yes, I'll do it. Yes, 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 yes. And then I
me.
feel worse than the person I said no to. If I say no one time, I feel worse. And people will play on that too. People will see that in you and play on that. Cause I've had people do it to me. They'll know if they've been around me a little bit, they'll be like, he'll say no, but he's probably gonna guilt himself into coming back around.
So bad. So bad. Stay away from those types, because like,
Yeah.
this is what I'm learning too about like all this boundary work that I've been doing. But it's just kind of like, I'm in a good place now, but this is because of lots of therapy. But I mean, it's not
Therapy.
even just therapy. It's like, I listen to a lot of podcasts about, like self, like self-evolvement and like attachment styles for relationships and like all that good stuff. But it all goes down to like taking care of your individual self first so you can help others. It always goes back to that. But I think that,
Mm,
yeah, like, I think that I used to say yes to a lot more things, not because I felt pressured to, but because I actually really wanted to do it, but then it was too much. And then like last year, like I was ready to like when I dissolved Smush Foundation. I mean,
yeah.
that was crazy, but again, that I never, like, now I can do more. I do so much more now, and I don't have to touch anything when I want to fundraise, because I can do it. I mean, Smush, look at her, like, we can do whatever we want. And so, but it's
Right,
awesome.
right.
I feel like I like, if I feel like I want to do like some fundraiser for somebody, like, it's cool and I feel happy about that. And I'm constantly talking about like different animal stuff on there, and that's enough, and that's okay. And it's
Right.
like, but it's okay also to not be able to do something. Like, I just got asked to do something recently, um for free, and I was just like, I can't, like, it's a great cause, but I just can't, because I don't have the
Right.
time, and you're not valuing my time either. So,
Right.
and that's okay, like, and that's okay, because you teach people how to treat you. So it's like,
Right.
I don't want to work with anybody that doesn't value me anyway. So
Right. Right.
you're
For
right,
real
I
though.
mean,
I
but
mean, but that's real. And that's why that's like that yes thing. That's why I say that's a toxic
yeah,
trait, because you're
yeah,
basically not valuing yourself at that point. You're not giving yourself. And like you said, I've a lot of this stuff I've wanted to do. I want to just say yes and do all of this stuff, but then it gets to a point where I'm doing too much. I'm
right,
overbooking. Stuff is
right,
overlapping. I'm running out of one thing, rushing to get to another, and I'm not giving myself no time to, heck, not even shower. I can't, I can't do nothing. I'm
Right.
just going, 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 going. So that's
You gotta take a
definitely
shower and change from one Trap King shirt to a European Trap King shirt.
right, right. I gotta switch. I gotta get my nails done and change Trap King shirts at least.
So
But
funny.
I've been getting better with it because, like you said, therapy.
Therapy, yeah.
Therapy, it's definitely been good for me because I've had to learn. And then you and Nathan, y'all have definitely helped
Oh
me
yeah.
kind of open my eyes a little bit to, like, look at what you're doing. Like, calm down. It's enough. And that's I want to say that to everybody out there, all of y'all. What you doing is cool. It's enough. Don't beat yourself up, because
Right.
I see it so much with and that's a toxic trait, beating yourself up.
Beating, yes, that is a toxic trait, beating yourself up. Like your inner dialogue, the way you talk to yourself is so important. And like my inner dialogue last year sucked. I don't know what happened because it hadn't been like that in a long time, but I think it's because I there was some shit I had to deal with. And like it's
Well, you
different
had
for
a lot
everybody.
going. It was tough
Yeah,
though. We was talking about that. That was a
yeah.
lot though. It was a lot
It
of shit.
was. I mean, but I think pandemic, like it made like a lot of us had like huge things happen. Like there so many people had people die, like, like I mean, I know so many
Yeah,
people that lost people to COVID, and then like
yeah,
there's a war in Ukraine still. There's just
right.
like so many things that have been going on. And then,
Can't
on
say gay,
gay. Oh my God.
black.
Black, gay, whatever. All of us are important. But that's the thing. It's like if you're doing anything for animals at all, even if like you tell somebody, hey, like, I think adoption is better than buying from a breeder or whatever, like
Right,
anything you do for advocating for animals is enough. It's not a competition. It's not,
right.
I think that because of, like I've said before, with like my position in rescue, especially, I don't really like get, except for the one that I used to volunteer with, but then it got dissolved, that one. But like I've just gone to like lots of different ones. So I don't really get in with it, with all like the stuff that goes on, but I observe it all. And it's like,
Yeah,
and I get upset by it too, because but it makes me not want to volunteer. It's like I don't want to volunteer because those people are really nasty and I don't want to deal with that. It's like I want to be around people, if don't talk to me at all and let me do my thing, or like don't be nasty. It's like we're here for
right.
the animals. So I think like for me right now, like it's interesting because I was feeling guilty or something because I felt like I wasn't doing anything. And I've said that a million times, but it's not true at all. It's like, then
Yeah,
people are like,
yeah.
oh, you're doing so much. And it's like, but it doesn't even really matter what anybody says. It's just the fact that,
Right.
it's like whatever you're doing, try to do it with kindness and keep yourself just like check yourself, because like so many people, like with like especially now, people are stressed within animal welfare, like all these people out there in the heat, like pulling kittens, like Chris Poole
Yeah.
from Pool and Marmalade. I don't know how, I like seriously, that guy, I see him like all the time on his account, like pulling kittens, and it's just him doing it. And
Right.
but like
Yeah.
there's and he does it, that's what he does for his own volunteering, and then he uses his social media for advocacy work, which is awesome. And but like I believe he works with he actually works with rescues, which is,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
But
he's just
he
one person,
go.
all of those kittens, and that's just one dude. And think about all the other people in Tampa, like with kittens too, and here in Gainesville, like all like
And
Operation
then where he's at too, though. That's the thing. Like, y'all, it is hot out
It
there.
is so hot.
Like,
It's
you're
so
not
hot.
just rescuing out there, you rescuing in some heat,
Yeah.
some getting ready to pass out type heat. I didn't went trapping with Chris, and we didn't. Hey, it gets hot out there. It gets hot there, and California was crazy too, of course.
And well, it's everywhere. I mean, like I once I get, so I'm going to visit Sterling, but I'm not saying when, but I'm going to visit Sterling.
Yeah.
podcast from the archive.
Yeah.
But anyway, when I get back, I want to foster some kittens. I just got to test it out with Smush, and oh my god, I think it's gonna be so fun. I think she's gonna enjoy them. I'm gonna get a playpen for my room, but like, because there's just so many, and I've been wanting to foster. Like, I enjoy fostering, and I would like to walk some dogs sometimes too, but like, sometimes I just don't, like, I'm tired and like I don't have time to go over there, and then I feel bad because it's like, if I'm not going to do it, who's going to do it? But there are other people doing it. But everybody
Right.
needs to take time, because like I know I won't always feel the way that I do right now, as far as like if I want to go over to the shelter or whatever, because I was, and then I have a huge project at work this summer. I just don't have to, I don't have the time. I just don't have the time. But I want to, but I think about people walking the dogs and it's so hot. And it's like, then I think about the dogs in the cages and it's so hot.
Oh.
And I'm just like, somebody needs to go adopt these animals. And I don't know.
I
It's
feel
so
bad when I feel bad when I see the dog people walking their dogs in the heat like that,
hot. And
because
their
they
feet
paws
get
on the ground.
red.
Yeah, the paws on the ground. The concrete is like on fire.
I know. When
And
I
I'm
used to
like,
walk
how are you
Candy,
walking that dog?
I know. When I used to walk Candy, I used to always touch the ground. They always tell you like touch the ground like with your bare hand, like your palm,
Yeah.
because you have to think. I mean, yeah, they have like more of a callus, I think, probably than we do because they walk on it. But like, yeah, like they can burn the pads. It can burn the
Heck
pads. But I
yeah.
used to touch the ground, and I would try to walk her more in the grass area.
Mm,
It's so hot. But some more urban areas, like, that are, it's all streets, like what are you gonna
right.
do, you know
Right. That's a tough thing. I didn't it took me because I'm, more the cat guy, so it took me a while to understand. Like I was just thinking about it. And then I saw Chris, my buddy Chris, he got upset about it when we was out. We was somewhere. I forgot what city we was in, but he was like kind of upset about it. Like, what in the world is this dude doing? Like letting his dog walk on the concrete like that. Like they paws gotta be going crazy.
People don't think about it sometimes, like, well, that and leaving dogs in cars too,
Oh
so
yeah.
they
Yeah.
don't put the window down. But then it's like, yeah, the AC should be on. Like, you look like
Yeah.
girls, like you've got the AC on for them when you're not in
Oh
there.
yeah. I even like even when I had my when I just had my conversion van before I had the RV, I had two sets of keys. So
Mm.
if the meter was sitting in the van, I'll just run it and run the
Oh
AC and lock it because I got another key.
yeah, right.
So, but even I have that now. I got another set. But with the RV, I could still run the generator and run the AC. So it'll always be cool. And for the girls, I don't because forget that.
Yeah.
It's one thing I know what I can take if it's just me in here. But if the girls, they not just gonna go to the thermostat and turn it up to where they want it to
Right.
be.
Also, like, animals don't sweat like we do. So it's like it's coming
Right.
out like from their mouth. Like, I think, I don't know. I'm not I think I know that they don't sweat. I think it's like when they're like that's why they
Yeah,
get
they when they
overheated.
get the panting like that.
Even cats,
That's
I've seen cats get hot and I'm like, oh,
oh yeah.
it's sad.
I've seen cats do that. Matter of fact, I saw it on it was a post or something somewhere, and I think I DM'd this person too. Cause I didn't want to go on the post and be and like put them on blast or nothing. But they had the cat was in the car just like tongue hanging out its mouth, and I was just like, but
Oh,
they was posting it like it was kind of like a joke or something funny.
oh,
So I messaged him like, "Yo, your cat is panting. Your cat is hot. Like, are you running the AC? They gonna pass out over there." But that people don't be knowing. People literally
right,
don't know that stuff. But that's what's going on, and cats definitely do it too.
right.
I
Yeah,
done
they do.
seen. Oh yeah, I done seen cats outside and like, especially in Atlanta,
Oh
they
yeah.
sitting
Hot
out in that sun. Yeah, I done seen some cats like, please trap me. Just put me in some AC. Just trap me. Just forget
like,
it. Just trap me.
just pick me up, put
Yeah,
me in. I don't
like
care if I lose my
right.
balls. you
You're
know.
right. If I gotta lose my balls for this AC, just do it. Just do it already.
So how about, since we're talking about toxic traits, what do you think a positive trait that you have is that helps you get along with people? Since that's same team, that's what we're talking about. It's like,
Right,
let's just,
right.
we gotta, you don't, like, again, you don't even, it doesn't, like, no matter what, don't even have to like each other, but just like be decent. And
Yeah,
then like
yeah.
you have to go home and like, punch something. So what's something that is a positive trait that you have?
I a positive trait is I think my compassion. Like I really do love everything that's alive. I'm gonna try to love you the most. I'm gonna try to love you a whole lot before I can't work with you. I really and like we say, the podcast helps with that even more because. But I feel like that's a trait that I've always had. I always say I want to run around and give people hugs. Like I really do. I like dead
Right.
serious. So I think that's a good thing that
That
helps
is a good
me
thing.
with working with people. Like
Yeah.
I'm usually trying to be like, okay, they not feeling good right now. If it's bad, it's like, okay, I get it. I understand. I ain't gonna fight you over it because I feel like you could, who knows? We never know what people going through. So
Yeah.
the benefit of doubt, compassion, those I think that's some good things on me because I do wanna believe the good,
Yeah.
So I would say compassion. I would say
Yeah,
compassion
I
is one
see
of my
that.
good
You're
things.
also, yeah, you're such an extrovert too. Like it seems to me, like you really like get a lot from that interaction too. And I feel like
Yeah.
it impact, you have that where it impacts people. And I feel like they feel that from you, like that you like see them as more than just, some worker or whatever. It's like they're a human,
Yeah, yeah.
which is good, and I feel that too. I feel like I think that my positive trait probably would be to like seeing seeing the silver lining even when I don't want to. Sometimes it's
Mm,
like it's weird because I feel that I've just dealt with like a lot in life, like a lot of us have, but I think that I could be a really cold hard person right now, but I'm not. And like
yeah.
I genuinely love people and animals, but obviously like boundaries are really important because I'm an empath and I tend to like I feel things I don't even want to feel sometimes just from others. And so I think for me, it's like being around a lot of people like that can get really overwhelming. It's like I like it, but then I like to come
Yeah.
home like a cat and be in my little cozy home and with my flowers and like all of that. But like I definitely know that like I am a positive person, and it's not like a toxic way because I deal with my shit, but like
Yeah.
I always have, it's like, okay, this is just a moment and I'm having a bad moment because like it can change like throughout the day, but it's like I feel things very deeply. And especially now that I'm like, I feel very present in the last year, like, because I've been dealing with myself. But I think that because of, I know that I have gratitude. So maybe a gratitude, I don't know. I have a lot of
Mm,
gratitude for life.
yeah.
And so, but a lot of that, it makes me look at life differently sometimes because, and it goes back to like what I've been through and what I've overcome to just be, for those of you
Right,
who don't know,
right.
because it's like overcoming an eating disorder, coming out as gay, like a lot of things like that in my like younger years. I had to go do deep work. There's no like, you don't just recover from an eating disorder and are okay. It's like I still
Yeah,
deal
that's
with
a
like,
lot.
I still deal with like, like I forget to eat sometimes and I'm like trying to be better about having routine and like all of that. But like it's not like the same as like when I was sick or like when I was really in a dark depression and like wanted to kill myself or something. But like I think it's just, but keeping that, knowing that life is important and that I want to be here is like a positive trait that I have
That
because
is gratitude and
yeah,
that, yeah, that
because it's
is
real
that's
too. It's like sometimes I wish I didn't have it because I'm like life is fucking hard and I'm like sometimes I'm like it would just be easier to just die. And I'm like, because I'm like, what's the point? I'm like, that's like the existential. I'm like, I don't know what the meaning of anything is, so I should just die. And I'm like, no, because I'm gonna die anyway. But it's like,
Right,
I know
right.
that I don't. I also have a lot of love for life, and I see a lot of beauty in the things around me, and I like, even more than people, like I find so much just I have a lot of gratitude just for like nature, and I love music, and I love taking pictures, and like I feel something when I take photos. I can't explain it. And like, to me,
Yeah.
like those are my happiest moments. And then also being with other people that I connect with and don't have to worry about all my toxic traits
Mm.
because they just accept me as I am.
'Cause they
That's,
already know you and understand what it is.
yeah, right. Because it's like,
Yeah.
having toxic traits doesn't make you a bad person. We all have good,
Yeah.
we're all good and bad, or whatever, if you want to call it. But you know,
Right. I mean,
good.
some of the good ones can go, like you said, some of it could be, some of the good ones can be to a fault. I don't think confidence is bad, but if you so confident that you start ignoring red flags, then that could be bad. But
Yeah,
even with like you said, I am an extrovert like that. Like I pull, and that's probably what's crazy is that probably has a lot to do with the saying yes to everything too, because I'll feel like no matter how tired or worn out I am, if it's a lot of people there, I'll just that energy it'll just pick me up. I'm around people. Let's just love it out. Let's go. Let's go. Like I'll just feel like, oh, I'll be okay. Once I get around people or I'm on stage, it'll be okay. But then it's like I'm gonna fall over. Just that's when you hit that wall.
oh
So
yeah,
it's like
yeah.
it could be good, but it could be to a fault too. I think it's dope
That's,
that to
yeah,
talk
that's that
about it.
performer in you, don't you think? Because I feel that too. Like I feel
Yeah.
that way also, like with, but I feel like it's different but similar. Because like I know, like when I'm around people, most of the time, like if I'm actually interacting with people, I'm on. And
Yeah.
so, and it's just tiring to me. But it's
It
real.
gets
It's almost
tiring.
like, because I do love people, and I'm like
Right.
enjoying like the exchange of energy. But when it's in like a big crowd or something, like, but like
Yeah.
when you're saying that you're saying yes to things because you want to be around the people, it's like I get that too. Like I get that, but I feel like that isn't that more like the performer in you
I
than,
probably it's
because like
probably
that,
more the performer.
you feel burnt out after? Like, do you feel like, because I know, like, for me, like, after Smush's birthday, like, I was on, obviously, because I'm talking with people
Yeah.
live, and, you know, and it was like a lot putting that together, but it reminded me the next day, it was like the letdown, because I used to sing in a band with my brother, and it was like always like a good, we'd have a show, and it was great. And then it was like the next day, I was like so down because I felt like
Yeah.
it was like the high of like that performance or something. Like, do you feel like that? Like,
Oh yeah.
like speak, or like when you went to Greece and stuff, like do you feel like that, like you have to
Uh
recharge yourself?
yeah, especially Greece. I'm still trying to recharge from Greece because it was a constant for 2 weeks, just
Yeah,
on. And I did like that had me energized and pumped up. But now that I'm back, it's been a slow process of recharging that battery. Like
right,
it's been tough. It was more than what I expected. I didn't expect to be on as much as I was on out there. And I knew I was going to be on out there. I knew what it was, but it was a lot. It was a whole lot. There was we was pretty much rescuing or talking or fundraising or something all day every day. It really
that's
wasn't.
exhausting. Yeah,
Yeah, it wasn't a break. If I wasn't fundraising, I was at a school talking to kids. If I wasn't at a school, I was performing. If I wasn't performing, we was trapping. Like I said, we came out in Athens and did like 200 cats in a couple days, and
yeah,
then went to another island. And as soon as I got off the boat, we was just trapping cats. I'm like, my goodness,
yeah.
it's a lot. Like you say, the performer in me, I think, being on, yeah, but after that, it's like kind of like you gonna drag yourself off to
Right,
recover. It's like,
yeah. The way you describe your Greece trip reminds me of when I was in Puerto Rico, because like just the pace of that, and I felt I wasn't in a place like to be a performer. Obviously, I was there as a photographer, but I still felt, I mean, I was on the whole time. It was 10
Yeah.
days of nonstop being on. It's like, it doesn't even have to be like Sterling, like who goes and does like all, I mean, but you were in front of people with kids and stuff, you know. I
But
mean,
on is on.
on is
On
on,
is
you
on.
know.
On
Like
is
I was
on.
like, everybody get together and take a picture. Yay.
Right.
Like it's like the energy. So, but yeah, I think it's just so important when you do, like, I feel like when you do things like that to take time for yourself. But as we're talking about this, I'm thinking about people in rescue too, like especially people that are like EDs or, you know, of rescues or you know, anybody in a position like that that probably feels when you have to like direct people and things like that takes a lot out of you, and like making
Yeah.
decisions, like anything like that. Anytime you're doing anything with animals too, it's, I feel like it's heightened because the animal is dependent on you for whatever reason. Like, you know, regardless, even when I open a
Right.
cage to
Right.
take a picture of an animal, I could let it out, you know, by accident.
Right. Right.
Like
Right.
thankfully
Right.
I never have, but I've seen that happen with people. Like, you know, it's like they're like, animal will be running down the street or something. It's terrible, but you know what I mean. It's just,
Oh yeah.
yeah, it's just, it's so important to recognize what your strengths and your weaknesses are, because everybody's going to have different ones, and also it's going to be the way that you are is unique, and it's going to be different, and nobody can tell you but you what is
Right.
enough for you or what is too much for you. Like what's too much for me might not be too much for somebody else, or like what's
Right.
too much for Sterling that might not be too much for somebody else, or you know what I mean? Or it might
Yeah.
be the opposite. It could have been like, oh, well, I could, somebody's overconfident. It's like, oh, I could do all of that, you know, like,
Right. Right.
but you
True.
know, but
True.
yeah, but you're getting better at saying, but I think your overconfidence thing is a lot of it's connected to that whole saying yes. And also, do you
Yeah.
have like FOMO, like fear of missing out? Like, do you have FOMO?
I do. I do feel like that at times. I do feel like, I don't want to miss out. I don't want to say no. It's so
Right.
many of those things that'll make me be like, yes, I'll do it. Yes. And it's like I get there and I'm on and I do it, and then I'm dragging myself away, like,
Right.
man, like I know I shouldn't have done that, or so I let somebody use me or something like to that extent. I did too much. I overdid it. So it's, but I'm getting better though. Like I say, therapy on this, we always talking about therapy. I cannot stress it enough because it's been something that has helped me get better. And again, Shannon, you are always helping me get better because you are an inspiration.
Because of my fuck this shit.
Right. I'm on my
I did
fuck
start
this shit
therapy.
journey.
I started therapy at 18 years old. So, you know, it's like, I don't know. I feel like I'm very aware of my issues, but I'm aware of my strengths, but like again, last year sucked, and for whatever reason I felt like my self-esteem was not where it should be. Like, and now it's but I think that's just how it is sometimes.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
sometimes you just feel bad about yourself for who knows what reason. Like it's probably because like Sally Sue like was mean to me and called me a dyke in high school or something, you know, who knows, like,
It's
you know.
just
And I'm
now
like,
it's catching up now.
now I'm like gay all the way, like now that her name's not Sally Sue, but yeah, but it's like, yeah, I love it. I love people that like bully you in like high school and like call you names, and then now they're like gay themselves. Now I'm
Right,
like,
right.
why? That makes sense. It's like that makes sense.
Right, right.
You always
It
hear that.
all
It's like
comes
like
together
the
now.
football dudes, like the big like meathead football dudes that are
Ah,
like, oh, you faggot. Like I hate that word.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
people are
yeah,
so
yeah.
mean, and then you find out that they're gay. Like
It,
later, I got they're like a big bear now. You
yeah,
know,
yeah. And that's why they was acting like that. That's that. It
right?
was it was something they was dealing with.
Yeah.
I
Well, I don't know.
love it.
I love Same Team podcasts. I love that we do it. I also love that we say no. That we're both like, it's like we're not going to do this today because we need to like be in our lives. Like Sterling and I give
Right,
so much of our like life to like so
right.
many.
To
You
all of this and this dang on phone.
Oh my God. I've been doing better because of that iPhone focus feature. Like I've been putting it on, and like also like 7 o'clock PM comes and I'm like, I'm not doing any more work. I'm not gonna do anything. Like if like I'm not, I've been a lot better about stopping. And so I'm kind of in a place right now where now that Smush's birthday, that's over. I am gonna be doing a social media campaign about shelter pets
Well, that's
coming
dope.
soon, and that will be fun. And I'm gonna ask lots of people to join, but that is something that I'm working on right now. But like I'm just, like I said, like I'm being a lot more strategic about what I'm doing, and also trying to not beat myself up for not doing everything, because like nobody can do everything,
Right.
and
Lose
everybody,
that toxic trait.
yes, and everybody has different skills and talents like that you can use for whatever you want to make the world a better place, you know? And it's not even just that. It's like I just I don't know, like when I think about Same Team and I think about our podcast and how, you know, animals brought us together, and we always talk about how, you know, it's not just about animals, it's about
Right,
people, it's
right.
really about people. So
Yeah.
like everything we talk about just it applies to any human that wants to be better, you know? And like,
Right.
and I think animal people, we should want to be better when we're working with animals, you know? And if not,
We
like
gotta be.
if it's affecting what you're doing, like take a little break, you know? It's
Yeah.
okay. Because there's lots of people out there. And like I'm telling you, the power of social media, that like even just posting like some of these things that, you know, people put out there, like we were talking about like the hotness of the feet of the dogs. Like, I don't know, like
Oh
I find
yeah.
out things from like posts that like the ASPCA puts out or whatever. It's like even sharing that stuff on your socials, like that's helpful, you know? And
Yeah.
don't beat yourself up for not doing everything. Like and there's enough for everyone. It's not a
Yes.
competition, you
It's
know?
not a volunteer competition. If you're doing anything selfless like that, being a voice for the voiceless, no matter the amount, if you're doing it, that's dope. Don't don't
Yeah.
don't kick your own ass.
Don't kick your own, that should be a new one. Don't be Larry and don't kick your own
Right.
ass.
Don't be Larry. Don't kick your own ass.
Oh my God, it's so funny.
Speaking of work, and we gotta go. I gotta close out. We gotta close out here. I got actually talking of working so much. I need to get with Nathan so we can do some tabby date stuff. I'm about
Oh
to run and do that. I just
my God.
don't stop. I don't stop.
You need to stop. That's a toxic trait. You have
after
to
the after
stop.
this after we do this tabby call, the
Yeah.
rest of the night though, I'm sitting my butt down, finding something good to watch. Oh,
Yeah.
I actually found something on Netflix called something our something idiot. What is that on Netflix? Our blessed idiot or something like that. It's looks like it's dope. I watched like
Is it a
one or
comedy?
two episodes. Yeah, it's a comedy. It's on Netflix. It's something idiot. Ah, man, I'm mad. I can't remember, but that's
You'll have
probably
to
what I'm gonna
post
try to
it. You'll
watch.
have to remember and post it on your social media.
Right, right. I gotta.
I
Yeah, I'm gonna
watched
have to post it.
Love on the Spectrum. Didn't you say you
Oh
and
yeah,
Deb
yeah,
watched
yeah,
that?
yeah. Me and Deb watched that.
It was so good. Did you
She put me
cry?
on that. I yeah, of course I hell you know I cried. I'm boohoo city
Oh
all the
my God.
time. But
That was so, I
yeah,
only watched the second season. I know there's a first season too. So I'm gonna have to go back and watch that because I've been watching a lot of TV at night. That's how I unwind. And so I'm excited for the second part of Stranger Things. Do you watch Stranger Things,
I
Stranger
don't
Things?
even watch Stranger Things, and
Oh,
everybody always telling me about Stranger Things. It's like when everybody was telling me about Walking Dead. Oh,
oh,
there's
I
one
never
alarm.
watched that. I never watched that one. There's so many shows out there. Like now that I like the way that we stream is so controlled, like you can watch anything, but there's so much good
Yeah.
television because I got rid of my TV for like 10 years, like back in the heyday of like reality TV. And but now like the internet is reality TV. So
Right. Yeah.
or
The internet is
if you have an
that's so
Instagram,
true.
like you're a part of reality TV.
Right, right. This is real. This
Everybody's an
social
we're all
media.
influencers, guys. Like it
Oh
doesn't
my
matter. Like, you know,
goodness.
what you do and say matters. What you do and say matters, no matter how big or how small. And we all
Right.
matter. We all love animals. And like we don't even have to all love each other like deeply, but we can have respect for each other and like, you know, same
Right.
team, right? Like
Same team, baby. Same
same team,
team.
baby. Look at Smush. I want to get see if Smush is coming. Smush?
Spush. All right, we're about to see if our executive producer is too knocked out to come say goodbye.
Oh
She gonna come
no.
over like Russell Simmons and be like, "Thank you for coming out. God bless you. Good night."
She's like,
Look at.
why did you wake me up, bitch? Like,
All
what's
right,
the
look. She looking around like, "What
you
the
mad?
hell?"
Are you so mad? Smush lives the high life. Like, I feel like it's sometimes I try to think about like Smush as a cat because like she gets look at her. She gets everything she would ever want. Like I am at her beck and call. I don't even like to like I am so dependent on her. Look at her. She's just like
Oh my goodness.
but if I think well I said that Smush was like Snoop Dogg after her party because she had so much cat.
Oh, I could tell she was lit.
She
That
was mean.
throne.
And she gets
Uh,
real mean. She gets real mean.
uh.
And then she went crazy on the bread. Did you see her with the
She
bread?
had the munchies. She had the munchies. She was high. That's.
But I don't normally give her that much bread, but she was like getting it. She was like ripping it. I'm like, oh my God. She's so funny. Like look at her. She's just like anyway, I'm obsessed with my cat. If anybody not like
I
anybody else.
love it. I love it. I love it.
I love my cat. She's great. Little rescue cat, adopt, don't shop, spay and neuter, all that.
Definitely adopt, don't shop.
Like we'll bring it back to Bob Barker. That's what we talked about before. He
Spay
was
and neuter your pets.
yeah. I almost said 2 and 2. That was Chuck Woolery from the Love Connection. But that's like you're gonna talk about tabby dates. So that's a
Oh
nice
yeah.
segue.
Oh yeah. That is. That is.
Well, we are so happy to be back and we enjoy
Yes.
this. This is like good for us. And probably the next well, no, probably not the next time, but you never know. You never know when we're gonna be recording together in person.
Yeah. Stay on the lookout for that. But we love y'all.
Love you all.
Holla at y'all soon. Peace.
Peace.